Manchester United nil and Manchester City nil. That was absolutely atrocious from Manchester United tonight. Absolutely disgusted with that. I was pretty pleased when I saw the starting lineup tonight. Apart from Luke Shaw, who would have liked to have seen play at fullback in place of Darmian, and the rest of the team I was really happy with. To be honest, with the players that we've got out injured, with the likes of Paul Pogba missing, who didn't make the game, wasn't too sure if he would. I was fairly happy. Obviously, I never want to see Marouane Fellaini starting for Manchester United, but we didn't have any real other options besides potentially playing Wayne Rooney in midfield or Fosu Mensah playing there. They were the only other options we really had. We're a bit thin on the ground at the moment, but that is due to participating in a lot of competitions and playing a lot of games. You're going to get injuries and you've got to deal with that, and we've been dealing with it over the last few weeks. Obviously no Zlatan, so obviously Rashford playing up front. Martial surprised me with keeping his place in the starting lineup. No Jesse Lingard tonight and Mkhitaryan, but Mkhitaryan was poor I thought tonight. We had Carrick and Fellaini in there. It was just too slow in that midfield. And Manchester City have had so much possession throughout this game. It has been really, really poor from Manchester United. The tactics tonight have been really bad from Jose Mourinho. It just looked like we've set out our stall tonight just to get a 0-0 draw in this game, and that was disgusting. Okay, a draw isn't a bad result away at Manchester City in the grand scheme of things. We could still make the top four, but it would have been a great chance to have beat Manchester City and go above them and Liverpool in the Premier League, which is really disappointing because we've got some hard games coming up and we haven't had a go in this game at all. And I was hoping maybe second half we would be a bit more adventurous and try and nick this game 1-0, but it just wasn't to be. Obviously Marouane Fellaini, stupid headbutt in that second half, and it could have ended up costing us the game. We'd have had everything then, and we've just tried to waste time to see this game over the line. I was pleased to see Fosu Mensah come on and get a few more minutes than he has in recent weeks. That was nice to see, but really poor from Manchester United, just having to time waste in them last few seconds just to get that 0-0 draw. Really, really disgusting. I don't want to see that from a Manchester United team, and I don't suppose that any other Manchester United fan does. And this really was a part of the bus job for me tonight. In other games this season, we've been called parking the bus against Liverpool and that, but this game was definitely summed up part of the bus. It was absolutely atrocious for Manchester United. Now, had we needed to go into this game for a point to finish above Manchester City, I would have said, yeah, that's fine. We've gone there, we've got the job done, we've got the point. But we are behind them in the league. There's no guarantee this point will help us get that top four. Yes, I would have took it before the game, but still, that we weren't adventurous at all hardly in this game. Christ knows what the stats are, but we've hardly had any shots on goal. Mkhitaryan probably with our best chance in the first half, really, from Bravo's mistake, but besides that I can't remember too many chances that Manchester United have had at all in the game. And to be honest, Aguero missed a sitter in that first half. Herrera did miss a good chance in that first half as well, but it went wide from a header, from a cross from a free kick. But besides that, we've not really had anything at all in this game. David has pulled off some saves, but to be honest, I think Manchester City were pretty poor in the final third themselves. They've had chances, they've had more shots on goal. David De Gea has saved a few, but to be honest, I didn't really see too many great saves from David De Gea tonight. I wouldn't say it was a man of the match performance from David De Gea. Probably for me, Manchester United's best player was probably Eric Bailly. He's been fantastic for Manchester United this season. An unknown for a lot of people, but been really, really good for Manchester United. Hopefully he can get better. Only 23 years of age. He could potentially be a world-class centre-half in a few years' time. Really pleased with him. And obviously I say Fosu Mensah getting some minutes. They're the only real two positives for me tonight. As I say, I don't even think David De Gea had many great saves to make. To be honest, I think Aguero's had a few shots, but very difficult. That one he missed in the first half where he hit the post, should have buried that. 9 times out of 10 he does. And some people are saying that the goal that Jesus scored late on was actually in a goal. I've only seen it once, so I'm not too sure, but if we did get off the hook there, then that was great, because couldn't bear to see him score and Manchester United to lose. We do keep that unbeaten run going, which is the only positive, because although we've had so many draws and people say, well, we could have had 2 or 3 losses and the rest wins. Yes, that is true, but if you're not losing, that does gain confidence. You do not want to keep losing. If we'd lost 3 or 4 more games this season, the confidence would be a lot lower. It just would affect the team. I think it would affect the team. It's one of them. obviously you do want to win more games and probably lose more games and lose a few more because you gain more points if you don't draw so many. But we've gone so many games unbeaten, so that has still got to be a great confidence booster for the players. And we have put on some good performances recently, so I still think we're on the up in terms of the last sort of few months of the season. I mean, early on in the season we weren't very good. We were losing to the likes of Watford and stuff like that, and we lost to Manchester City at home earlier this season and got hammered against Chelsea. So we have improved on that, and hopefully next season we will be a lot better. We probably will still see some of them performances away from home, but I don't mind so much having performances like that if we do better in the home games and win the home ones. And we played pretty awful at times in that Manchester derby at Old Trafford earlier in the season. So, and we are behind Manchester City in the table. That's more what I'm disappointed with, the fact that we're behind them and we lost to them at home in the league. Anyway, at least the only positive, at least we've got a draw out of it, and Manchester City haven't won the game either, because if that Marouane Fellaini sending off had happened any earlier, then I think they probably would have actually gone on and won it, because the longer the game is going on. The real worrying thing was that Manchester City played an extra half an hour against Arsenal, and them players didn't look tired at all compared to Manchester United. We were the ones running around at headless chickens. They had all the possession in the world. They looked the team that hadn't played the extra half an hour. We look like that team, so that is disappointing. But we're going to the game against Swansea. Hopefully Manchester United can get 3 points in that game. At least we're not letting goals in at the moment. So if we're keeping it tight at the back, then we've always got a chance of winning it. Tonight we haven't had enough chances in this game to win it, so hopefully we can get back to winning ways. Swansea aren't the best of teams, so if we can win that, keep up that, we've got to keep winning, because the other teams are going to probably, Manchester City and Liverpool and Arsenal may win games. So Arsenal have obviously got a tough one against Spurs, so we can make that gap a bit bigger. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.